People have taken that part in the Constitution where it says the pursuit of happiness and just ignored it because of the fact that it's like happiness, pursuit of happiness, that means something different for everybody, what makes them happy. But they went out of their way to put that into the Constitution because I believe they had came from an environment in Europe where laws were passed purposely, because misery loves company, remember, to keep men unhappy and at every opportunity be in their way. Arrested development, communism, whatever you want to call it, a nanny state, where they're going to come in and they're going to tell you, you got to pay taxes on your land that you own, so you're fucked. If you ever stop, neglect it, we come in, we take your shit, right? Like that. Don't slip. You can't fall asleep. We'll come take it. And you got to pay the money, even if you're aware of it. That's a condition to cause unhappiness. I bought this land. This is my land. I want to pass it on to my kids. Now it could become a burden. Just that alone, property tax, nevertheless, all the other taxes, what the country was founded on, a tea tax, other ways to interrupt happiness or to make men and families less happy, push degradation, push deviant sexual behavior, push all these things that can kill a family, push taxes that then go to other people who are some deem lazy. Why should your money go to others or crooks in government who want to write their own laws regarding them and like Obamacare? Like they don't have to abide by it. So there is a law, I think, on the books that says Congress shall pass no law that is for everybody except them. No law that isn't universal for everybody. So what's good for you isn't what's good for me. They'll pass a law, but they're not subjected to the same laws that the rest of us are. There's a clause that makes it so they don't have to participate in Obamacare, and I'm sure that goes for many other things. They have their own top-of-the-line health care plan in Congress, and they get pensions for life if they serve one term. You go to Congress and you become a representative, and you get kicked out of office, not kicked out, but not reelected because you suck. Well, you still get a pension. It's like greasing the palms. If you make too much waves, we'll try to find a way to take that pension. Take your money and shut up. So there's so many things out here. Cameras on the lights. They're trying to fuck with everybody. You got the IRS, which is a great form of making people unhappy. Like I said, taxes. They got defense contractors that charge $100 a bullet to supply the government with 10,000 bullets. Then they find out the guy went and bought 1970 backstock ammunition from China that doesn't even fire. That's what they fucking bought, and this guy got away with buying old Chinese ammunition and selling it to the United States government at a markup of like $50 a bullet. That's a source of when your government goes to war, when your government does all these things. But those are things that don't even affect people except for the fact that they got to keep raising your taxes to pay the bankers off, and they've allowed your country to be completely dominated by unelected people. It's enough for people to say fuck this country, and I mean a lot of people do. Like, fuck it. What the fuck am I so worried about America? But the main thing they do is try to take your freedom. Take your freedom to create your own happiness. Like I said, with building permits, you got to pay us to install a sub pump in your house. I mean, you could do that without them knowing, but if it's something outside, like a fence has an ordinance, no fence shall, be built over 6 foot 5 inches or 6 foot 6 inches, or some places it's 5 foot. You can't build fences on your own property.
Did you go somewhere?
I'm making a video. No. Oh. Hey, what's the ordinance on fences? They can't be over 5 foot tall?
All depends on where's it at.
It's got to be a certain amount of feet from the street and all that bullshit.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about the Constitution, how it says do not get in the way of the people's pursuit of happiness. And it's such a vague statement, like the right to bear arms. They try to lawyer speak it up like, oh, well, that could mean anything.
Yeah, that can.
Bear arms means in your house. No, bear it means to basically brandish the shit.
Bear means like
hold.
You can't walk around with a rifle over your shoulder.
Right, you're able to bear it. That's what I'm saying, Dave.
It
doesn't say in the Constitution, bear arms in your house with a permit that you pay for, blah, 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 unless you're a felon or we deem you not safe to, none of that shit.
No.
They're infringing on everybody. But the part where it says the pursuit of happiness, what they meant was we just came from Europe, and these cocksuckers in Europe, they bought up all the land, they won't let you do anything, and they get in the way of your happiness at every turn. So we're going to throw that in there into the new world, this new United States Constitution, thinking that people will know what we mean, but they should have had the foresight to know that the jagoffs would come, but they didn't come in their lifetime. Right. But they still face threats.
Yeah, oh yeah.
They face constant threats from the Crown, from the bankers,
from the French, from the Spanish,
everybody
from the Indians,
everybody
that could
from within.
Yep.
Watch your friends close,
Yep.
Watch your enemies, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So
keep your friends close.
It says enemies domestic and abroad. Treason can come from within way quicker than from abroad. But the pursuit of happiness, meaning they started this country because they were pissed off about a tea tax that made them unhappy.
Yeah, Boston tea.
Because they knew it was just going to continue to be thrown down their fucking throat. Now we got property tax. Like I was saying in this video, you snooze on that property tax, your shit's took. Say you don't snooze, it's still money.
Yeah.
That creates unhappiness.
Yeah.
How many things can you name about this country that would make a good citizen unhappy? Everything.
Yeah.
The media. Everything.
The amount of getting
no free speech.
The amount of
if you get a car, you got to get insurance. The being able to travel unmolested is gone. You can be searched, and then the law they've written in a million things. If they say they smelled something,
they don't even have to smell anything.
They just get the dog. If they really want to search, so sometimes they'll get a dog for people and say the dog hit on the car. Right. Well, what does that mean? You train the dog to behave a certain way every time?
Right.
So the dog's always going to hit.
Did I ever tell
Why?
you?
No, well, hold on.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm making a video. Every single thing they can do to fuck with the citizenry of America, it changes everybody's attitude. Now I have to adapt where I can't be, and it's the people too. Once they start coming down and making everybody unhappy, then the people, like they did in Moscow, like they did in Poland, the Stasi, then the people start becoming little agents, little tattletales, not men. Men handle their business without calling the police. Now we got citizens that, because the environment we're in, they call the police, I'm a little bitch. I'm going to tell on everybody around me. They turn the people just like they did in communism.
Against each other.
People tell it on their brothers, and their brothers hauled off to be tortured. And guess what that brother does? They say, tell us 10 people. He tells on 10 people. They bring them down. Torture them. It turns into 100. Next thing they know, they got 1,000. They're like, whoa, we killed a lot of people. Let's cool off for a month. Then they're bored. Then they go out there on a sting. That's what these police do. They get bored. Oh, well, the county's over full. Can we chill? We got to chill for about a month. Hey, I just got news. They got a little room in the county. Go crazy. All right, let's go. Go out there kicking in doors, violating people's rights, forcing confessions. Citizens are lucky, and it's also a curse. Cameras have saved a lot of people's asses from life in jail.
Yeah.
Because they got shit on camera that gets brought up like, hey, that guy planted them drugs. I seen a guy come into a gun store, throw a bag of crack on the ground on camera, a cop, right? Then say, what's that on the ground? The guy's like, I don't fucking know. Get on the floor. Puts a gun to his fucking head, got him on the floor. They seized his business because they didn't like him and they were jealous. And guess what? He wasn't kissing ass.
Right, he wasn't paying.
He wasn't kissing ass. He wasn't paying off the cops. He wasn't giving them free guns and free ammo. Something, right?
Yeah.
And next thing you know, he was in a dungeon. That's psychological torture. When you have a business and a family to raise, and they take that, and they throw you in a cage, and they say, shut the fuck up, you ain't getting no phone call. And we're going to make sure that judge gives you a high-ass bond. You're going to have to stay in jail. And if you keep pissing us off, we're going to get one of our favorite inmates to come in there and fuck you up.
Yeah.
Because they got inmates that'll fuck people up for a couple bucks. This is where we're on the cusp of We're on the cliff of total injustice. And don't think we don't already have total injustice. We have total injustice here in America. Justice is like something in my brain I know not to look for. I know that justice is not, I'm not going to, first off, I don't care. I don't tell on people, and I don't want to get involved in too many people because they're all problems these days. There's very few men left. Good men. Yeah. Very, very, very little integrity out here. It's just a bunch of little men who act like little bitches who were like given like every toy when they were a kid. Or you got ones without a dad who were raised by a mom who can't act right because they didn't have a dad to show them how a man acts. Or they did have a dad and he was such a scumbag because he didn't have a fucking dad that he taught him everything wrong. It's such a shit show at this point. I could go on and on for hours. So you have men like that, and then you have women who are single moms who are looking at men, and then their men are bitches. So the women are looking at these men for answers, and they got none. They got none. They can't even teach their woman, because a woman kind of follows a man to a certain extent. Yep. If a man isn't a trick calling the police, she's not going to be that type of person. Right. She's going to be like, he's right, we don't call the police. What the fuck? People who call the police are scumbags. You know, the woman will see it from that point of view. But if you got a motherfucker like that, what he'll do is corrupt the woman in a way. Yeah. And the woman will get worse. Or say you got a crazy bastard, vindictive husband, the woman will start to get like that. Yeah. And she was normal in the beginning of the marriage, but now she's like a little twin to this guy. Yeah. The same scumbag shit he does, she's right there co-signing the shit. So we have an epidemic here, and I don't know how long. I know this. Watch it. Mm-hmm. I know this shit could last forever, but how long could the United States of fucking scumbags last? The unhappy states of fucking animosity towards each other, perpetrated by the media to make us all hate one another. Just like this fucking El Paso, Texas shit. I read the manifesto, it's bullshit. Yeah, I got a strike on my channel for making a video saying I saw the manifesto, and the guy's like, I'm killing Mexicans because I read this book. So know what they're going to say now? All books that can be even thought of, or all media, or all videos that can be thought of as something that could make a person angry towards a certain race, just by, say it's a book of statistics, and it says 89% of violent crime started by blacks. Got to get rid of it, because that might trigger another one of these crazy El Paso, Texas white guys. Right. The way, and if you wanted to help the right race, would you do exactly what the anti-gun people, the anti-white politicians want? Go shoot Mexicans to make white people look, one, racist, and then number two, make stricter gun laws. So any white man who wanted to help white people would raise a good family, instill good morals, and be a good person. The exact opposite of what shooting people who are just Mexicans who are fleeing Mexico because it's a shithole, just like the founders of this country did. Then he says, I know us whites killed all the Indians, our forefathers killed all the Indians, and I know that, blah, blah, blah. No, mine didn't. My folks didn't come over here. Polish people didn't come over here. Those were a handful of fucking oligarchs and rich motherfuckers. Yep. They weren't the motherfucking majority of the country. They didn't know them Irish were going to come over here and breed like rabbits. Right. You know? Exactly. So it wasn't 80% of the people here because they're Irish. Right. So it's all bullshit. The manifesto, it was typed out. Every talking point they tried to push on the media, he wrote in there, wrapped up in a nice, neat little package for them. And my channel got a strike for making a video saying that. So now I can't make no more videos for a week. And if they strike it again, then you're done. Well, it's 2 more, I'm done. Another one will be like 2 months. I don't know exactly. But so I'm putting this on the backup channel.
There's no freedom of speech on your channel.
Hell no.